Hey guys, so today we are dealing with a crappy situation. We are going to be doing some work in the bathroom today. We are replacing our old Dometic toilet. Well, it's not really old. I mean, the toilet's like a year old, if that. But our Dometic 300 toilet with a new one. Check it out. So I went with the Aqua Magic Style 2. The Style 2 has a round toilet seat instead of an elongated. And the nice part is we can put a regular toilet seat on there, which I've already put the toilet seat on. This is the one that comes with it right here. And the whole reason why we're switching this out is because they make a toilet seat that has a potty chair built in. So there's not a lot of room in our bathroom, obviously. It's pretty tight. So having like a potty chair, like a stool, anything like that, it's not gonna happen. So I wanted that toilet seat just to save room, save space. And so to do that, we've got to replace the whole toilet. The Dometic 300 toilet has like a proprietary knowledge. They really all have like some type of proprietary knowledge toilet seat. I don't know why they just don't go with a regular toilet seat on all of them. So the Dometic 300, let me show you this. Instead of having those connections going down, it literally just has this kind of bar going across. So you can't just replace the seat. And if you replace the seat, it's gotta be one for that toilet specifically. And we wanted that specific seat so we could have the potty chair built in. Which, to do that, I gotta replace the toilet. So instead of just buying, I mean, the toilet seat already is like 40 bucks, it's crazy. And then to buy a toilet, we've gotta spend 150 bucks on a toilet, which this was actually the cheapest one that had a round toilet seat on it. That's why I went with it. I was gonna go with the Dometic 310, but I was just like, kind of weary about it. I don't know why. There was, a lot of people say there's gotta be a specific wall distance to go in between them, and I was kind of worried about that, and so I just went with this one. I called the company. They said there's no difference in, you know, where it goes. It's fine. You don't have to worry about wall clearance with it. I mean, you have to, but there was less of a wall clearance that you needed than with some of the Dometics that they claim you need, but then some people said you don't need it. I was going back and forth, so I just went with this one. It was 50 bucks cheaper anyways. So we're going to be replacing that today. I've already dumped out the poop hole, and I've ran some water through to kind of flush it out, so hopefully I don't have too much of a smell coming out. We'll see. And I disconnected the water. So right here the water's disconnected, everything's off. Just like a residential toilet, there's 2 bolts and there's a seal, and that's really all you got to do. So I'm going to take off these. I'm going to take off those 2 bolts and we'll go from there. We'll see how bad it smells, and we'll get the other toilet in here. I might need to get a water line. How they run them is they run them like just long enough for the toilet that's installed and where it's installed, and there's no real set 100% regulation for that. It can be off by a little bit per camper. So I might need to just go get like a standard like braided steel hose water line to actually connect the water up. So we won't know that until we get the actual toilet in. The foot pedal on the other side gets in the way of the ratchet, so you got to use a box wrench on the other side. I've already got that one off. Just got that off. Hold our breath. We'll grab the other toilet. Okay, so the toilet's in. Definitely gonna need a water line. I'm off by like probably about 4 inches or so based on where it comes into the toilet and versus where it is on the floor. Let me show you. So the hookup is right here, and we got to get to there. I've seen a lot of people have this problem, so I was kind of aware of it, but I didn't pick up a line yet, just in case. So now it's off to Lowe's. All right, so we got the toilet on. It was 3 trips to Lowe's. It wasn't hard. It was very easy and would have taken 15 minutes if the water line lined up with the toilet. When you change the toilet, you know, some RVs might be different. Ours, basically, there's a piece of PEX coming out with a fitting on, so you don't have really any wiggle room. It's like, if it's not right at this spot and it's right here, you're done. So I had to get a water line to connect the two together, basically to go from the PEX to the toilet. So I thought for some reason I needed a female to male connector, so I bought that. Of course that was wrong. I needed a female to female connector. So I got the female, or went back to Lowe's for the second time to exchange that. Got the female to female connector, and then I found out when I read online that the water line hose that you get should be a deep one at the end of where it connects. So it's not a standard like faucet. Basically the connection on both of them are 1/2 inch. So I was like, okay, I'll put it on, everything will be good. Of course it leaked. So I had to go back to Lowe's, so this is my 3rd trip, and buy the fitting that I just returned on the 2nd trip to connect the actual hose line to. So here's what it is. So this is the first fitting that I returned that I thought I needed, but obviously I did need it. So and then I got a hose line, and then I got the other side. I don't know if you can see it. We got just a connector, kind of it's just a female to female 1/2 inch, and then we needed that. So here's a tip. If you're replacing your toilet, there's a kit online for this. They've got it on Amazon. You can get it from Thetford, whatever the company is for the toilet. You can get it from there, and it's a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch water line, but it's got a deep connector, and it also comes with that female to female connector. And it's cheaper than going to Lowe's and buying random fittings and trying to make shit work like I did. So if you order a toilet, just order that kit too. That way if your water line doesn't measure up or, you know, connect, you can do that. Then you don't have to go back and forth to Lowe's and try and get fittings and try and get stuff to work. So it'd be a lot easier if you order it first. So that's my tip. Buy a new toilet, order that kit that's got the hose connection that'll fit it, and that female to female connector too. So the only reason why I bought a new toilet was so I can put a toilet seat on it. The Dometic 300, which most cheap RVs have in them, or travel trailers, whatever you get, it's got like a proprietary seat. So the seat doesn't have like the pieces that go down in like this. It's got literally just like, it just connects onto the toilet. And these are just pieces, and these usually break after a while, and then you got to replace the toilet anyways. And then on top of that, Dometic 300 toilets on this era of camper specifically too are having issues where they're starting to separate, and then the base is basically filling with urine. And then you get a urine, not just a urine, you get like a sewer smell, and you try all this stuff to try and get rid of the sewer smell, and you can't because it's actually the toilet that's wrong. They are replacing these. This is not why I replaced the toilet, because mine so far has not been doing that. But it was kind of like in the back of my head, like maybe I should, just in case, and da-da-da-da. But the main reason why I did it was to put the toilet seat on. So this toilet seat that I got lifts up, and it's got a child seat, and it's got a magnet to hold it up, and it's got a child seat that comes down. That way we don't have to have other child seats sitting around and everything else, and it's got just a regular toilet bowl on it. So like I said, a tip for this, if you go to replace the toilet, buy that water line kit online. It'll make your life so much easier. And if you don't use it, then you just return it at that point. But chances are you'll probably need it. And I mean, otherwise the toilet's great. It's got a porcelain bowl versus a plastic, which is nice. It'll be easier to clean, that kind of stuff. Again, the only reason I really did it was so I could put a regular toilet seat on there though. And yeah, if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I'll get back to you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and all that YouTube stuff. Hit the like button, subscribe. If you hit the bell icon, it'll tell you when the next video is coming out. They've been a little sparse lately, but we will get on more of a regular schedule once we hit the road. I have just a couple more days before, at the time of making this video, we got just a couple more days of work, and then we leave at the end of the month, and we hit the road. We're off to Kentucky, and then a bunch of stuff after that. So, alright guys, don't forget, like, subscribe, all that stuff. We will see you next time.